Want to shop Walmart Black Friday deals first? Walmart Plus members get early access to our hottest deals. Join now and get 50% off a 1-year annual membership. Shop Black Friday deals first with Walmart Plus. See terms at walmartplus.com.
This episode is brought to you by Opill, the first over-the-counter daily birth control pill available in the U.S. Opill is FDA approved, full prescription strength, and estrogen-free. Plus, there's no prescription needed. Finally, the days of needing a prescription for birth control are over. Opill is available online and at most major retailers. Take control of your health and reproductive journey with Opill. Birth control in your control. Use code BIRTHCONTROL for 25% off your first month of Opill at opill.com.
Being a marketer's no sweat. You just have to manage dozens of channels, launch hundreds of campaigns, score thousands of leads, and okay, fine, it's a lot of sweat. Unless you have HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools to help you do all that and more. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
This year, Santa's bringing the power of Energizer into his workshop.
Whoa, the Energizer Bunny's got so much power.
Wait, he's powered up all the toys. I think that means we're done for the year.
I love this bunny.
He's the hardest working helper the North Pole has ever seen. And he wants all your gifts to have the power of the #1 longest lasting AA battery. So this holiday season, stock up on Santa's and the elves' favorite battery, Energizer Ultimate Lithium.
The Bears have another chance to take some of the stink off of them in this season by beating a division squad this weekend. This time, the 8-2 Minnesota Vikings. I don't want to cut to the chase too quick, Q, by asking you if it's possible or not. Let's filibuster a little bit. Let's build up to it. A little foreplay.
Anything is possible.
That's any given Sunday. So let's start with the injury. A surprise injury during the week. DeAndre Swift. He missed Wednesday's practice with a groin injury. Eberflus had said to the media that he had sustained it late in the game against the Packers, but it's mostly day-to-day. Thursday, they had him as a limited practice after not practicing on Wednesday, like I said. On Friday, as of recording this, no word if he practiced or not. If he can't play, how big of a blow is that to the Bears' chances of winning this game?
Not too huge, because I think Roschon Johnson is more than capable of filling in, and I think you will get a steady dosage of Roschon Johnson. You don't have Khalil Herbert anymore, which, in a situation like this, you love that Khalil Herbert. But you don't have him. You don't have Ian Wheeler, who got hurt in camp. So it will be Roschon and Homer, probably mostly Roschon, but I don't think the Bears' chance to win and suffer too much, because I don't think Roschon is that much of a downgrade from DeAndre Swift. There's things that Swift does much better than Roschon, but there are things Roschon does better than Swift. So I think when all things balance out, it's not a huge blow and not a huge downgrade.
So you believe that Roschon can carry the load, Pauls, by himself?
Yeah, Roschon's capable of that.
Other than that, we have the Vikings injury report. They're pretty much healthy. They have full participation, but everybody on their injury report for Thursday. Other than Josh Oliver, their tight end, he's not their preeminent tight end. He's not Hawkinson. They're coming in pretty healthy. Sam Darnold had a full participation practice on Thursday. So did Aaron Jones. So did Nick Muse and Jonathan Bullard. So we're getting their best punch. Let's attack this from team units. Bears offense against the Vikings defense. Who has the upper hand in that matchup? Obviously, the Vikings defense.
The Vikings defense, and it's almost frightening how they can decimate that Bears offensive line and confuse Caleb. The Vikings are one of the most blitz-happy teams in the NFL. And they're not just a team that blitzes predictably. They blitz from all three levels. They bring guys from the safety spot. Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith has been one of the better blitzing safeties in the league for a while. But not just from the safety spot. You see them bring nickel pressure. I mean, A lot of teams do that. Nickels are close to line, but what a surprise you is the Vikings will bring pressure from the boundaries. They'll bring those outside corners on blitzes. They bring exotic blitzes. They bring disguised coverages. They can truly wreck an offense that is not in sync, and the Bears happen to have an offense that is not in sync. So yeah, the Vikings defense is a scary matchup for the Bears because of all the things they do, all the exotic looks they give, pre-snap, post-snap, disguised coverages, blitzes from every level. Safeties are interchangeable. I'm not gonna lie, they're a tough matchup and a well-coached unit. Shout out Brian Flores.
I think you did use the right word, extinct, for the Bears offense. Because it's been that way ever since we came back from the bye, minus last week, where we'll get into that. So one of the high points from last week when we had the new offensive coordinator, Thomas Brown, is that, or what was said that he does differently than Shane Waldron, is that he was getting the play into Caleb as soon as the last play ended, versus what they were reportedly what Shane Waldron was doing. It was getting the play in a little bit, not a little bit, but 20 seconds later at times. So
He was thinking.
yeah,
You'll be on a Madden controller and you're not playing good. You scrolling through the plays. Shane Waldron was like on that Madden game, boy, scrolling through everything. Let me see. What does Madden suggest? Can't ask what Eberflus suggests because sorry.
better. That's the worst AI to ever ask a question to, right?
The Eberflus AI.
So I think that if that's true, if that's a staple in how Thomas Brown wants to coach offense, get the play in, have the plays already mapped out and no down and distance, like soon as quickly, that can work to our advantage because now you give our rookie quarterback more time to pre-snap analyze what's going on. That's how you beat a team that's blitz happy. That's how you beat a Brian Flores defense. If you have all the time in the world to see where the mic is, know where the pressure's coming, get your move the offensive line over, move the protections over, whatever, audible out, do whatever you got to do. I'm hoping that is what Thomas Brown has to bring. If nothing else, if he can give us more time to analyze a defense pre-snap, we're moving in the right direction.
Just some numbers. It says the Vikings blitz on 38.8% of plays. That's nearly half of the downs. They're not even trying to hide the fact they're blitzing. When you line up, you almost have to expect that they blitz. And more info. When the Vikings blitz, quarterbacks have a 64.5 passer rating against them. Second lowest in the league.
Well, I mean, quarterbacks, at this level, you got to be able to beat a blitz. I'm not excusing it, right? I'm not excusing you for, it was a bad play because they blitz. Well, you got to beat a blitz from time to time. This is the NFL, right? So what you're saying is that, NFL quarterbacks are not beating the Vikings blitz. We got no choice. We're going to have to beat them.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting. Go to your happy place for a happy price with Priceline's Black Friday sale. Save now and travel later with our best deals of the year.
Go to your happy price, Priceline.
I remember there was a time when you see quarterbacks, especially veteran quarterbacks, they would salivate when you were blitzing.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like Peyton Manning, they wanted you to blitz. That you were inviting yourself to danger.
Speaking of this, so partial sidebar. Brian Flores is his name is popping up in head coaching circles now for the next head coach cycle. Would you be interested?
That's a good question. I would certainly sit down with Brian Flores, and I think he is uh, a very good coach, and I think he does deserve to get a second chance at a head coach spot. I don't know if he'll get it because the NFL honestly seemed to retaliate against him for his several lawsuits. You know, he sued several
He's
franchises,
he's
and
still doing the law.
he's still cooking. Um, at this point, I will prioritize the development of Caleb Williams. So my first choice would be somebody like a Ben Johnson. Um, Flores would be a guy I was interested in if we were further along with a veteran quarterback. But I would, as far as my short list of coaching candidates, he makes it. At the top of my list, no, he's not at the top of my list of Bears candidates. But he'd be an upgrade over Eberflus in my book. I'd take him over Eberflus. But as far as my short list, I'd probably have him somewhere 3 or 4 of guys that are going to become available.
His history, it gives me pause. Right. There is the lawsuit right there over there, right? So that you can't throw that out. You can't throw that out either, right? Because that's going to weigh heavy. Even, you can't ask for a job while suing the place that you're asking for a job. It's hustling backwards.
You can. Legally, they're not supposed to retaliate against you for doing that. This is still America for now.
Mm-hmm. For now. But here's the other thing. We'll have a second-year quarterback, right? Somebody who still needs molding. I don't need my head coach calling him trash. I don't need my head coach.
Didn't he call Tua stupid? Was that one of the words he used to describe him one day?
I don't know the exact verbiage or whatever he said to Tua, but it was something so bad that Tua was he was shell shocked.
I think Tua said he called him stupid. Tua's head already hurts enough. You don't need to put any words in there that are gonna hurt him anymore. He is physically fragile. Let's not destroy him mentally any more than he's getting destroyed mentally every Sunday, anyways.
Okay.
I don't know how Flores and Caleb Williams would mix. Caleb comes in there with painted nails, and I don't know if Flores likes that.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll be a good locker room.
Brian Flores is like evil Mike Tomlin.
I like that, evil Mike Tomlin. That might be a perfect fit. I mean, Brian, I do believe Brian Flores can coach in this league, as you saw with him with Miami. Even though he had a rocky relationship with Tua, they were fighting. Even though they were supposed to be tanking, they were fighting. They were getting more wins than they were supposed to get.
Probably more wins than they'll get this year. And the Tuanons swear that they're going to do things that show he's special, and that they're special, and that no other quarterback can do it to his weapons. For those of you listening, Tuanon are the people who swear that Tua is very great and very elite, and just people can't see it because they're racist against him.
Right.
Is that the right word? Racist against Tua?
I've bumped up against Tuanon before too. Those guys, there's no convincing them. There's no talking no sense into them.
No.
Yeah, so like I said, I agree. I agree. Brian Flores can coach. I agree. He's a premier head coach. He may not be the best for this team, though.
No, maybe not for the quarterback. I think it takes a quarterback who's heard it all, seen it all, and can't get his feelings hurt anymore to be under Brian Flores.
We've got the Bears defense against the Vikings offense. Who has the upper hand in that matchup?
I still favor the Bears. I favor the Bears for the fact that they held their own against an explosive Packers offense, and with a few injuries. Now we still won't have Brisker back, and I know the Bears had a poor showing against the Cardinals. They haven't had their best showings as of late. I still favor them. I think Sam Darnold has come back to earth a little bit. Uh, and I think when you get him to his second, third progression, that's when the mistakes happen. You still see the Kevin O'Connell offense, the Vikings offense, is a very quarterback friendly offense. But you see when Darnold has got in trouble, it's when he gets deeper in his progressions. Um, when you make him hold on to the ball a little bit, when you get pressure on him, you can still see the Sam Darnold that was seeing ghosts years ago against the Patriots. And I think the Bears are the team that can do that.
You call the Packers offense explosive? Is that the word you meant to use?
They've got explosive guys. They got Christian Watson. They got Jaden Reed. They're up there in terms of explosive plays for the season. They've got a lot of gains over 20 yards. When you look at explosive plays, they're ranked up there.
I watch the Packers and I get explosive diarrhea. That's about it.
You should. I mean, they're literally dairy queens, and the men that root for them are not men at all.
The way I see the Bears defense against the Vikings offense, Justin Jefferson, he is all world. He's the best wide receiver in the league, bar none. I take what I'm about to say. I take nothing away from that. That's a fact.
You're not a Jamar Chase truther.
No, I'm not. I'm not on the Jamar Chase train. I'm not.
You're not a Tyreek Hill truther.
No, I think Tyreek Hill is incredibly special as far as like athletic prowess. I don't think he's one of the elite wide receivers. He's elite in production. Well, he was before this season, but I don't put him in the same class as Jamar and Justin and Amon-Ra St. Brown. But however, Justin hasn't been as dominant as you expect him to be for at least almost 2 months.
Don't poke the bear.
I don't want to poke the bear. I'm telling a fact.
That bear gonna poke back. No diddy. Is that what that?
That's how that
goes. You don't want to get poked by the bear. The Bears have the bigger poker.
Hey yo. So
don't get into a poking contest with a bear. It's a better poker than you can ever hope to be.
The way I see it is this. I don't think what they've got going on offense right now, as far as with Justin Jefferson, Addison,
Naylor,
Hawkinson, and Aaron Jones, they've got names.
Slow down a lot.
Yeah, they've got names.
Aaron hasn't been very effective on the ground lately. In fact, Cam Akers is eating into his snaps. And let me tell you something about Cam Akers. If he's eating into your snaps, you're not doing very well.
No.
And Cam Akers' yards per carry is only like 3.8. I don't know. How does Cam Akers go everywhere and anywhere and continue to run so stuck in the mud?
I don't know how he still got a job in this league.
The NFL prioritizes explosive plays out of running backs and versatility, and there's Cam Akers, and he just keeps finding teams to take him.
Yeah. But that's another name, Cam Akers. The Vikings offense has names. They've got guys you got to pay attention to. They've got stars, but their offense hasn't produced as if they have stars, at least not since the calendar has changed from Libra season to Scorpio season. It ain't popping like that for me. I think the Bears, even though their defense, it's regressed a little bit through the injuries and stuff like that, but they're still elite. They're still elite, and I think this game is primed to be low scoring. And if this game is low scoring, the Bears have a chance.
The Vikings offense also, you said it hasn't produced as well since when?
Since the calendar switched from Libra to Scorpio.
You think that has anything to do with the injury at left tackle to Christian Darrisaw playing really good football? Um, Sometimes we don't give enough love to the trenches, you know. Um, and Darrisaw went down late October.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you look at a guy like that, and you wonder how much. I know they traded for Cam Robinson. Cam Robinson is a solid tackle in this league. He's definitely a starting tackle, but Darrisaw was a hot pick and performing like a hot pick. And protecting the quarterback is paramount and opens up time for routes to develop, opens holes in the run game. So I wonder how much of that has to do with Darrisaw missing. And I also wonder if the Bears, I haven't seen the Bears do this. The Bears, I don't know if Sweat is just comfortable. Sweat lines up only on the left side. Like you never see him moving around on the formation to go to the right side to take advantage of an injury. I wonder if it's time to start doing that with Montez Sweat.
That's a good idea. I mean, we expected Sweat to move around prior to the season. Not so much lately, especially since they've come back from injuries. Vikings, their passing offense is ranked 13th in the league. Their rushing offense is ranked 19th in the league. It's been Scorpio season since late October. They've scored, 20 points, 21, 12, and 23 in those games. That's not lighting the scoreboard up.
I think they won one of those games without an offensive touchdown. Am I correct?
Yeah, against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's not a formidable defense.
Right. Not at all. Not at all. And they barely they skipped away from that game by the skin of their teeth. If you compare those scoring outputs to just the first 6 games of their season, they scored 28 week 1, 23, 34, 31, 23, and 29. This is a complete different offense. Losing Darrisaw in week 8 against the Rams, maybe that has took a toll on his team. You never know. I would like to find out. And as you said, Montez Sweat lines up on that side where Darrisaw used to be blocking. Hey, Sweat. It's about that time you crash.
Go eat.
About that.
Go eat.
Crash out. Go crazy. I want to see Montez Sweat have a game the way Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett is having tonight. Right
now, yes, he is terrorizing the Steelers. He is absolutely. That game is currently going on as we do this podcast. I was watching that. Myles Garrett is a man child. I remember Bears fans wanted to trade for him on the deadline and asked me if a second round pick could get it done. The Browns would be crazy if they got rid of that guy for second round pick.
No, he's got to retire.
You
can't trade him for nothing.
If you do, you got to get a first back and other picks. Yeah.
I don't trust the way the Bears allocate draft resources for us to actually do it correctly and get
bingo.
Yeah, right. We might overpay. You like give up, picks until I got grandkids.
2028.
Right. It's just our luck. We get a Hall of Famer.
If
we're gonna pay through the nose.
If only in 2017 the Browns were in as much love with Mitch Trubisky as the reports pre-draft were, and as much as Ryan Pace was.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping so bad Myles Garrett fell to number 2. Oh, I'm sorry, number 3. But we had the initially number 3 pick, and we moved up to draft Mitch Trubisky. Speaking of draft resources.
So what you're saying is, if Myles Garrett failed to number 3, we'd have said, no, you know what? There's a reason why Cleveland went away from him. Let's go ahead and trade up and get a quarterback. That's the move.
Oh, they would have traded down. They might have ended up with Deshaun Kaiser.
Fucking Ryan Pace. How does he still have a job? Him and Cam Akers, I don't get it. I don't
Shout out
get
to
it.
Nathan Peterman. He still is employed, as
Oh,
is Tim Boyle. I
oh
don't
my
understand. Tim Boyle has never been good in college. I don't understand how he made the NFL.
I, these DEIs.
This is the real DEI around here.
Right. No child left behind. That brings us to the last position, not position group, but the last unit on the team, special teams. Special teams, we got to talk about them because the special teams blew it for us last week. No diddy. I've never paid attention to the big boys on the field goal kicking unit as much as I have in the last few days. So we jettisoned Matt Pryor and Borum and some others out of the offensive line, right? Because we got some guys back healthy, so we're like, okay, you guys can't start. We know you guys are not good enough to start. Good, but I've never considered like where are they going now? And until we was kicking that field goal last week, and I saw Matt Pryor and Borum laying on their backside as Packers had their hand
horse.
Right. as Packers had their hand in the air and blocking our glory. The Vikings, their special teams, they've had their ups and their downs this year. Right now, I don't know who to give the edge to in this. I would hope that if Cairo Santos is out there a few times, he's successful.
Let
me see.
I think special teams units. I don't think the Bears special teams unit has been a problem. They've been pretty solid. They've given up a couple long punt returns, but until Sunday, they weren't really a worry. I really think that's kind of I think those special teams units are pretty even, maybe a push.
Right.
I mean, the NFL now, you don't see enough returns in the return game for it to really, even with the new kickoff rules, it hasn't impacted like we thought or that the NFL thought.
I don't think there's been a kickoff return yet, right?
For a touchdown, yeah. DJ Dallas of the Cardinals did it, I believe, in week 1 or week 2. Okay. And other than that, there really hasn't. There's been a couple punt returns, but even punt returns aren't. There hasn't been a lot of punt returns for touchdowns lately. So I would say that's kind of a push to special teams units. This isn't the days of Lovey where you could rely on special teams to kind of change the game. In fact, I might give the Bears a slight advantage because Mr. Taylor has been an excellent punter, and he's been used a lot this year, a lot more than we ever anticipated.
Right.
So maybe he will kick the Vikings into their own 5-yard line. I'm going to go Bears.
So Will Reichert for the Vikings, he has missed a grand total of 3 field goals this season.
That's a lot nowadays.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, 1, 2. He's missed 2 field goals, this season. 14 for 16 on the season. The longest he hit was 58 yards. He's perfect for extra points. If you compare that to the Bears, Cairo Santos, he's missed 3 for the year. And his long was 54. So I mean, they're about even, like you said. He's dropped 1 extra point. If blocking a field goal is very rare. Getting your field goal blocked is rare. I mean, that type of play, it's not something you can, like, at least for us, it's not something I can, like, I'm going to analyze and blah, 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 all that stuff on it. I'm going to say that was just a fluke. It was something that I don't expect to see it happen again for another 5 or some odd years. So yeah, I think the special teams unit as a whole will just be even. Now, as far as returns, as you said, returns are pretty much dead. That's an archaic thing now. It doesn't really happen too much anymore. Cairo, and I trust our rookie our possibly the best rookie on our team, our punter, to boom some stuff to get it out of harm's way. But I would prefer us not punt the ball at all come Sunday.
Gonna block field goals. I couldn't help but bring this up. I don't know if you remember, 1999, the Bears actually blocked a Green Bay field goal to win a game. Brian Robinson.
That was that the
Walter Payton game?
Yeah, that was the Walter Payton game.
It was the Walter Payton game. Yep, he had just died. So I don't know. I felt like going down memory lane for our listeners. Just in case you're still down about the Packers one, go on YouTube, relive the fact that we blocked one of their field goals about 25 years ago and won the game. And I think the Packers were a playoff team that year.
They were. And
yeah, and we upset them.
I think we was on a long losing streak, and then obviously the heartbreaking news that Walter Payton had died from his cancer ailment, and they had said when we blocked the field goal, that was for Walter. Walter helped us out on that one. Yeah, I remember.
Do we have any Bears that have died recently? Because I need them to get motivated. I don't want anybody to die, but I feel like maybe a Bears legend needs it. Mike Dicker, what are you doing? Can your little red heart stop beating? I mean, you've had to replace 3. Come on, Mike? This is for the Bears. We're getting frustrated here. Come on. Take your old bitter heart and stop it from pumping. Let us get one.
Urlacher.
I have no problem with this guy, but how is Steve McMichael still alive? I'm asking this not from a place of making. I'm asking this from a place of scientific curiosity. The last time I seen the guy, there was nothing on him moving. I mean, they said he couldn't even move the muscles in his eyes, his eyelids to blink. How was he still alive? They said he could not swallow. He was laying there. He was 140 pounds. This man was 285, and his playing days. Now he's down to 140. 6'2". How is he still alive?
Science. That thing that Aaron Rodgers doesn't believe in.
You don't insult Aaron too much. He could be part of this next administration.
Yeah, it's true. Him and Woody Johnson. The Jets, they say screw football going to the White House. Let's get a prediction. The Bears are 3.5-point dogs. The game is in Chicago again, right?
It's in Chicago.
Yeah. Another weekend where we're underdogs at the crib to a division foe. Rightfully so. The Bears have lost 4 games in a row. I think 3.5 is a good line to get equal betting on both sides, because I'm definitely taking 3.5 for the Bears.
I like the Bears to cover in this game. I liked them to cover last time. Even though I think I predicted the Bears to lose 23-20, and it was close. Mm-hmm. This time I actually like the Bears to win. I will play something on the money line. I will play something on the spread too. I like the Bears to come out of this game. Let's go 21-17.
I like that. That's a good number. 21-17. I mean, that's in line with what our defense usually gives up. Something close to 20, but not over. 21 points is not breaking. It's not breaking any records or destroying the top 10 from Sports Center. 21 points that's cute. I mean, that's fair for both sides, both parties for the Bears, offense and defense. It's good that Chicago got their little winter mix out of the way today on Thursday. I'm looking at the game on Thursday Night Football against the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know if I trust the Bears in that type of inclement atmosphere.
I don't trust the Bears at all anymore. To be honest with you,
Even though
I've lost all trust for them.
Even though the Vikings, they don't play outside at all. I mean, well, not to this extent. So the Bears should have the advantage, but then again, we've said the Bears should have the advantage quite often this season, and we're 2 games on the 500.
The stupidest 2 games in the 500 is you look at every metric and stat that goes for DVOA, point differential, turnovers, takeaways. The Bears should be plus 500, and they should be if we didn't have meltdowns in the last second of the game. The Bears should be 6-4, possibly 7-3. You went up to Indianapolis and laid a turd against a quarterback. You know what? Sorry, can't do the game review of that. Let's move on.
Can you imagine the narrative around Caleb Williams right now if he had just won those 2 games against Washington and the Green Bay Packers?
He's still being a rookie. He's still being a rookie of the year race.
We both got the Bears to win this game. Let's see if we got to be right one of these times, right? Bear down.
Bear claw up.
Thanks for listening to this latest edition from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Whether you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And all my homies from Chicago, we say 3 things: bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.